we have not seen Social Security tax eliminated. That's what House File 153 would do. And I have to say, I believe that you are going to be voting in favor, green, on suspending those rules, because I have a list of members from my colleagues on the other side of the aisle that have supported this, both in your campaigns and since we have been in session, that you are supporting full elimination of the tax on Social Security.
While we may have been in session for 7 weeks, today was the day that we got our actual forecast that we can use to set budget targets. And so now we are in the active part of the session where we're going to be able to work on coming up with a tax bill that will spend what I think this bill is estimated at $1.4 billion. So that doesn't seem to be something that we should do on the fly. It seems like we should be having a full committee hearing and process, and that is why I would urge members to vote no on suspension of the rules so this can go through the committee process.
Can you tell us when that might be? Because I know from our side, we'll have a lot of folks coming down to testify in favor of it. All the majority party, all the election cycles said, oh, we're going to do this. Super important. We're behind this. Well, now we're giving you an opportunity to put your money where your mouth is.
Both Democrats and Republicans campaigned this last season on Social Security tax relief. Never a word about that now that we're in session.
We're taxing people out of the state. These individuals have worked hard. I have a constituent that reminds me every single week, it's my father. Have you cut my taxes yet?
I'm not going to support this, this motion, but I can tell you it'll be very soon that we will be having this wonderful discussion that I support in the tax committee.
And we hear about that with almost every issue we bring up. Don't worry, we'll get there. This is an important conversation. Well, if it was so important, you'd be having the conversation. But as of yet, we're not hearing Social Security bills. And the majority leader stood at the beginning of this debate and told us, well, we just got the forecast. So it would have been irresponsible to bring this bill forward before now, but somehow it was not irresponsible to pass $1.966 billion of spending out of this chamber so far. This body, the majority party, has already spent almost $2 billion without a forecast. And so this nonsense excuse that somehow we couldn't possibly do a Social Security tax relief for our senior citizens by now is absurd. Frankly, it's bonkers. Don't you dare tell us that the reason we can't do Social Security tax relief is because, well, we just didn't have a forecast. We couldn't possibly spend the money. Nonsense. You've been spending money hand over fist. Now spend it on something that matters. Spend it on our senior citizens who need this tax relief. Spend it on our retirees who are leaving our state. We have a net outward migration of citizens. You just don't put it together. We've got a workforce shortage. We are a really low unemployment rate, a high labor force participation rate. We just don't have people. And it's because of policies like this that are driving them out of our state. We have not had an issue come before this chamber with the same level of urgency as Social Security tax relief for our seniors. You got no problem spending money, so please spare me the excuses. You got no problem spending money. Let's spend it where it counts. Let's spend it on our senior citizens. Let's vote to suspend the rules and take up the Social Security tax relief bill.
This body passed last month $2 million for fiscal year 2024 and $2 million in 2025. That did not go to reducing Social Security tax. It did not go to supporting our seniors in nursing homes. It went to a lawn to legumes program. I would be pretty ashamed myself if I were you. I'd be embarrassed that you're willing to spend tax dollars on flower seeds for lawns, but you're not willing to spend the money on our seniors when it counts.
But this was one of the issues, one of maybe two, that I heard on the campaign trail over and over again that everybody supported. Democrat, Republican, no difference. Everybody said on their literature, in debates, in forums, and in public speaking engagements with the public that we were going to get this done. That was a promise that we made. We have the solution. It's right here. It's right in front of us. If we vote yes on declaring an urgency and saying we need to get this done to address 42-year highs of consumer price and inflation, then we can show Minnesota that we are able to work together and get things done again.
The clerk will take the roll on the motion. There being 64 ayes and 68 nays, the motion does not prevail.